Right. So, dog fooding. Yeah. So, had this idea to maybe I was gonna dog food myself for a little bit, and I guess see if people wanted to join me. But that brought up the question of what exactly is dog fooding, right? So, I remember somewhere that now what where where in the how do I how do I all right, I gotta find the window in order to do what I just said. Okay, yeah. So I was just there might be easy listening is the idea. uh Not so easy for me because I don't really want to do it, but I had the calendar alert that I apparently made that was like, hey, 10 years ago you recorded this thing or whatever. So that was kind of horrifying, and now we're going to try to confront that. So, yeah, I was thinking about dog fooding, and I thought this was funny because how's this? Why is that there? We don't need that. Yeah. So I was thinking about dog fooding and like what that is or whatever. And actually, you know what? I just did that wrong and not like I wanted to. So we're gonna stop doing that because that was actually unhelpful. And we're gonna do this instead. Okay. Window. This window. Share this window. Okay, is this actually? Okay, there's a window. All right, yeah. So I put in dog fooding because I thought that I was using that term correctly, but maybe I'm not. So yeah, I like put in my calendar for some reason to like reflect on this thing from 10 years ago. So I was looking up dog fooding, and I thought that I knew what this meant. So, but then it was different than what I thought. Because this is look how, and I was like, is this just spin? Because like the spin is this is the company does this to test its own stuff before it releases it to the public because it helps the employees identify the bugs and refine the user experience and ensure the quality. But I thought that what it meant is that you force your employees to basically eat dog food. Uh, it's like your company churns out some horrible product, but you force your employees to use it so that you appear to, uh, you know, not be totally full of crap. But if you like read even the wiki, it's like all as if it's all this great thing. And then even when it says criticism, you'd think that this is where they'll bring in the fact that it's really just forcing your employees to use your inferior product. But no, it still tries to spin it. Make that go away. Okay, yeah. So I think I'm using that correctly when I say that it's forcing your employees to use the crappy thing. See, yeah, like this makes it seem not so bad. Maybe it's not so bad. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to attempt to do it to myself, I guess. So, yeah, sharing. Guess I'll share a new tab. Bro. Okay. So yeah, so like if I went to YouTube and then I typed in, oh gosh, that's what it shows me. I went to Mad Gleams. Then I would find the page for my yeah, this is more what we're doing, I guess. Although technically you've chosen to watch the stream. But yeah, so 10 years ago I recorded this thing and that's what I had in my calendar. 16 years ago, I guess now, I started this band with my wife, who was then my girlfriend. And I guess it's been 16 years. We didn't break up. Uh, my wife and I. The band arguably, questionably did. I mean, I kind of started playing solo, and then I started not playing at all. Like, does that count as? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're here for the 10. So, 10 years ago, I recorded this song, and much later, made this music video. But I guess watch the music video. However, will this actually share the sound? Have we tested that? Like, does this doesn't actually play through it, does it? Yeah, is that playing? Is there does this play music if I play it? That heard? Was that just heard? Was there a little bit of a riff for a second? I don't think. All right, we're gonna. Yeah. There's no. It doesn't play through. Does it? Okay. So then, how the hell do you do that? Take that off while I figure it out. Oh, you got to share the audio through the thing. Oh, what the hell is this? So this is? I mean, I probably have the effing original on my, computer, probably. So maybe I'll search for that. Nope. Oh, okay. Yeah, I might have to use the other browser to do it. It's probably what we'll do. Well, effing A, because this is like, it's trying to do some dumb Mac thing. Here's Grizz to help me out. What? How does it work?
This is the theme, The Gary Show, the opening theme, The Gary Show. It's the music that you hear as you watch. No, that's it. What you do is you press the present button and then select share screens. And on what pops up, there's a very small little flipper flopper that says also share tab audio.
This says I gotta do this in Brave in order to do it.
That's how I do it. Yes.
All right. Well,
and then you're just sharing the tab. I could do it for you. Give me the link in the private chat, and I can present it for you in a Brave tab, Mr. Steve Jobs fanboy.
Not.
Apple product, Bob.
Yeah, I view it more like,
Have you tried this? Have you ordered any of this yet? I ordered a T-shirt today.
It's hard to go against your formation. I should. If there was a, can you get like a whole bean option?
Yeah, you don't have to grind it. I just did.
Nice.
They got like different cuts. There's a one for if you grind it for me, but for French press.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is a real deal company. The Zach Parsons guy. not kidding around there, buddy.
All right. Here's the link.
All right, that's good job. Good job there.
And
Here's a present share screen.
oh, this is gonna be rough. This is gonna be rough.
After years of trying to record my song.
Dude, yep, there's like a whole sob story.
Yep, here we go. Shut up. We
Embroiled
don't want to
into
hear
it.
from you. We're enjoying this now.
Okay.
Wait, you gotta put it on stage though.
Yeah.
There you go. And then if you hit that, now that it's a shared tab, you can full screen it. No, the full screen thing. Up on the window, up on the YouTube. Oh, you can't. I have to. Never mind. What am I thinking about? After years of trying to record my songs and being dissatisfied with the results.
This is not.
Hey guys, I've sucked for a really long time.
So embarrassing.
I decided I would try recording some new songs.
Woohoo!
On a cassette 4-track.
Oh yeah.
So I haven't liked my recording equipment this whole time, but I tried to do it on a cassette 4-track.
Right?
Did you notice how much I've suffered for years? You got that part? Okay.
Yeah, it's like, don't attack me. Defensive.
This is something I used to do as a kid. Improvise a song to the tape recorder to feel the rush.
Right?
Creating something new from start to finish. Each song was written as I was performing it. If I got stuck, I would rewind and start over or punch in where I gave up. Overdubs were done in as few takes as possible. I recorded every day for 5 days. 5 days. Filling up a single cassette tape.
Yep.
Everything on that tape is on the album in order it was done. This was the first song.
I almost took this down instead of doing this stream. I would
This
just like
was
to point
the
that out.
first song.
Okay.
Call your brother. Tell him about your mother. Is that what you wanted to talk about? I, for one, can't figure out why you're always trying to find a way to get through this life. Is more than just a pastime. I don't think you realize you don't have to be frightened. call you friend.
Pardon me while I interrupt the song to make you read and not pay attention to the
there's
music.
rules. There were rules in play. And it kind of garbles the audio slightly, but that's okay. That's okay. We won't
focus on the songs. Focus the songs on things you feel strongly about.
Oh yeah.
Don't lie. Be totally willing to fail, although failure isn't clearly defined.
Is that how you get it right?
When I started listening back, it was like Bob Dylan to someone else. It sounded like the work of a naive kid who hadn't learned to be self-conscious or hold back.
Over-explaining. G.O.
Like, the memories, I did disassociated from the memory enough that listening sounded like someone else.
Tie up loose ends.
Now, while I'm saying tie up loose ends in the song, you're supposed to be reading, I call it an improv album. Since 2016, I've made 9 albums using this method and written over
100 songs, as if that's an achievement if they're bad. But whatever, keep going.
If you like this style, baby, we have samples.
Yeah, we got more where that came from.
We have more. So much more is ready for your ear hole.
Say your goodbye.
Here, have this cheese from the floor.
Probably.
There's some more floor cheese. Oh, we're playing Francis again.
Sometime, maybe then you'll be fine.
$99 to go. Are you ready? You're mute.
That was that. Wow.
Very distracting having people read things in the middle of listening to your song.
Yeah, for some reason, it kind of garbled the audio a little bit too. It was like,
what were you covering? What were you hiding?
I don't know why.
What did the text part cover up in the song? See, I bet you can't play a damn one of those again, though.
Yeah, I've had to learn a couple. I've learned a couple of the best ones.
How was the best selected?
I guess I re-listened to them, and the ones that seem good.
Seemed good. What's your criteria for seems good?
Oof. Yeah, I
Is
don't
there
know.
like a level of musician where you're like, if a certain caliber of musician heard this,
no,
like, I would be not embarrassed because it's good enough past that line. What's the metric against? What, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's because in this case they are improvised. It's like the ones that don't seem like just filler. That aren't just kind of like, and then I saw
like
a tree.
Flow, where it's flow instead of.
Yeah, like it seems like an actual written song at the end. That's like top tier. That's like,
well, let's hear that one you've memorized then.
You want me to play the one I've memorized?
Yeah, I think you either didn't memorize it and you're a liar, or you can play it right now because you've memorized it. And I just want to see which one of those this is. But since it's an improv song, could we even tell?
That's a good point. I could always just improvise off the top of my head
And pretend, yeah,
and
but
pretend that it was the right one.
that's counting on it being good on the fly on a stream. Grab that guitar, let's go, baby. Memorized song, here it comes.
All right, let's see if I actually know any of the improv songs. By the way, if I can play one of them, this will be like one of 200 that I've actually memorized.
Oh, what? So you're saying you have 200 memorized in there?
No, I might have one only.
Of the 200, you've done more than once. Let's see if it's worth it.
Holy Lord. All right, we're going to see if I actually know how to play this. Taking off my echo cancellation. So, arguably, wait, why don't I have, what's happening? What? Can you hear me right now? You can't hear me, right? Yeah, this is muted, right? Wait. Does this work? Oh, you do hear me this whole time? Well, it doesn't say you do. Okay, fine. It's lying. And we're apparently fine. Okay. All right, turn it up. Okay. See if this works. All right. I'm getting straight. I don't wanna play. I'm getting straight. One of these days, I don't even know who I'm pretending to be. I don't even know. I guess I can't be anything. You're always there. You're always there. You're always there. Like a fucking bomb falling through the air. I'm waking up. Just remembered that part. I've had about enough. I'm waking up. I've had about enough. I don't even know who I'm pretending to be. I don't even know. I guess I can't be Sort of remembered it. That one was called Like a Bomb. It also has a music video. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah. Mostly remembered it.
Yeah, all that always there stuff made me triggered my avoidance mechanism.
Oh, gotcha. You were like, I
They
don't want to be
mailed me
there.
this
I'm
thing.
getting out of there.
They mailed me this thing from this new store that opened up in town. 2 medium drinks for $9 is the coupon.
Seems pretty good. Well, what kind of drink?
Firecracker 7 energy chiller, perhaps, or a funnel cake coffee chiller.
Funnel cake coffee? Is this at like a...
Or an orange sherbet shake.
Is
Yeah,
this at a, like an establishment? It sounds like it's like at a fair.
it's a energy drink company called 7, combining themselves with a brew or a sugar drink company that services people on the road. They had they carted in the building in pieces, like 2 pieces for the building. They dropped them off and lined them up, and
Like it's a pop-up shop?
basically. But they didn't build it. We have another one building that's a 7T company, apparently selling water and ice for as much as a pound of beef is
Yeah, it's like when you say 2 drinks for like, what was it, $4.50 a drink?
Yeah, that $9 is the with the coupon
like,
here.
that sounds cheap if you're talking like, I don't if it's
4 for $17 is the family and friends bundle.
Yeah, I'm not sure though for just like an energy. I don't really understand energy drinks.
They take bull semen stuff called taurine, and then they put it in your drink like it's a witch's brew. But that's been normalized successfully, so it's fine. It's fine.
Did you ever drink Snapple?
Yes, just because of the commercials. Didn't they have something under the cap I liked?
Yeah, there were like little things under the cap, and then for a while they like stepped into the energy drink sort of, or in between, and they had these weird like ginseng infused versions of Snapple. And they were fire, rain, like water and air were the choices or something, or it was like rain, fire, something, air. So like rain
was
instead
it a
of water.
Fifth Element tie-in?
I don't know, but I used to drink the rain one like all the time in like middle school.
Like what brand of beverage you carried around? I carried it around like I carried Mountain Dew because I was identifying as a dew drinking gamer when I was out in the wild. So I had my 1 liter bottle with me, right?
That makes sense.
And my bottle and my binky and everything. I had to go out in the world. So
yeah. At some point I started drinking half. In high school, I was drinking half coffee, half hot chocolate.
That's a good one for Chicago-ish weather.
But then it looked like, it just looks like I'm drinking like a giant thing of coffee all the time, even though like kids weren't that into coffee or whatever. So then it was like, he's like the coffee.
Is there vodka in there?
So
that's what they would have asked me, I bet.
Would have asked you what?
If there was vodka in there.
I remember one time this kid was just hammered drunk in like the first period, like the first class of the day or whatever.
Oh, so still drunk.
And he had to go home, but just the whole hallway smelled like vodka.
It's weird how it oozes out pores after a certain, like the liver's like, here, get it out the side door. I can't process anymore right now.
I just remember thinking like that's like like why come to school if you're already this hammered, but also
Just
like
staying home is often
if
worse.
you're getting hammered, then like well, that makes sense. Makes sense.
All right, we're exclusive again.
Ugh.
I was broadcasting over to my stream to lure people to your channel to like and subscribe.
Oh, nice.
Because you get, there's some superpowers you get at 200. I don't remember what it is, but
Oh, like they actually let you post the link all the time?
something
know-
like you can pin links, maybe.
Yeah, like what I don't understand is I let them like scan my head or whatever so I can drop the link or whatever.
Well,
and then
they've proved you're a person, but now you have to prove yourself as a content creator before you can, and it makes it fun, level up, you noob, or else.
What's weird is that it does work. So yeah, like the it should be pinned. I think it's pinned. I think it's out there. But
It wasn't pinned, it was out there. Did you pin it?
I tried to pin it.
Let's see if you succeeded.
Yeah, it's pinned.
All right.
I think it's pinned. But
I noticed that if I start the stream and there's like 10 people there and then I try to post it, it's like no, you can't. It's only if I post it in the description and at the beginning of the video.
It's so hard for me to be on other people's ships now because I can't highlight these comments. It's just like, oh. I literally lol. Snitches get stitches, T.
yeah, sorry. It's hard. Yeah, my attention is often limited. Brett says he'd come on, but he's been told that he's been on.
Damn. Somebody finally told him. That's good.
But yeah, wow. Why did I put that in my calendar? Because that was it was like half brutal. But
No, why? Stick with that.
But it is interesting.
No,
like,
stick with the why. Stick with the why.
why
Go
did
back
I do
in
it?
time? Rewind your mentation 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know when I did it. Probably not 10 years ago. But
You
at some
probably
point-
put it in your calendar after you finish the video.
Yeah, probably.
Like, oh, I want to remember when I was one again because of what I'm experiencing right now. I want to make sure my 10-year future self doesn't stray too far. Or
Well, that could be because, it's weird. I don't know if dog fooding is listening to yourself or whatever. But
we've established dog fooding is forcing your underlings to use your product. So your product
that makes
somebody.
sense. But is it what if you're forcing your body to hear it? Is that
What? Your nervous system? Here, take this nervous system. Aha.
Yeah, like that's kind of like dog fooding, right? It's like interior dog fooding.
Sure.
But I tend to actually listen to this music that I make occasionally, and it like reminds me who I am.
What the does that mean?
or something.
No, there's this bit where because my great grandpa would have me pull his finger and he would make fart. Or whenever he had to fart, he would hold it until someone pulled his finger. Is effectively how you do that, right? And ever since then, I got the notion that somehow it's about how much of the you start with you have left at the finish line. Like that's somehow part of the game. That's good. Good. The dog is getting fed. You've done good in the world, Ezra.
Do you know who you are? I'm still working on that one. Well, I don't know, but it helps to hear the
How the hell did you not get a white stone name on a 10-day meditation retreat? Like you have done some time, right?
That's
Like,
true.
If you there's no finding of yourself that you do when you're in a 10-day meditation retreat, man. It's hard enough to fast, much less.
Well, you know, it's weird. I went through a period where I didn't identify as myself,
Like
as
intentional disassociation?
like as the, I guess, as the person I'd been prior to like 2016. Uh, Felt like a different person, and I felt more like a ghost, like a non-person. But over time, it was weird because it didn't really change from that. Like that didn't exactly change, but over time, it was like a re-identifying as the new person.
What did you watch Twin Peaks? What was the dissociating event? The ending
Uh,
of The Sopranos?
those were both, those both played a part. But the
The Twin Peaks The Return probably triggered it, right?
I mean, yeah, that was part of. But I don't know. Maybe the pinnacle was. I think the pinnacle was this mystical experience of hearing a voice,
What?
and then
Oh,
after
right,
that,
that one.
yeah, that one. It was the hearing the voice. So before the meditation retreat, by a couple of years, I meditated for a whole day, and I was trying to find my true self, which is what they sometimes call it in Zen. But they also call it your non-self.
Because they're Zen people, and they're bullshit.
When it's weird, because it's like there's the idea of the non-self is kind of weird because they have this thing. It's like all dhammas or something are non-self. I forget like the original translation, but it's like all things that exist aren't self, and so it's the idea that the self is not like this object thing that's static, I guess, is kind of the thing. Anyway, I was trying to find the true self, which I interpreted to be like your I guess it's almost like your now I think of it more like when Vervaeke talks about like your angel or whatever. And
But you thought that was your true self?
yeah, it was more like you want to find the true self where it's like I'm aligned with my own values and something, I don't know, plugged in, tuned into the relay.
Well, what part were you tuned into that wasn't that? Right?
Well, it's like you got this whole concept of you that's basically mind control in a way. It can be through
Your secret, sacred self?
yeah, that's what I was trying to find. And I meditated on that, and then I was lying awake, and I was basically like, where is it? Please come. Please, where is this true self? And then at a certain point, it's like middle of the night, and I was like, oh, it's just not ever going to be there. And I kind of gave up, I think. And I think this is technically how it kind of works, because I gave up on it, and then it was like, here I am, I'm right here. And I was like,
Did it sound
what?
like you making a voice?
No, it sounded like thoughts in your head, but the sensation that they're like people who have an interior,
Narrator?
yeah, which I do. It sounded like that, or like imagining hearing a voice, but not. The sensation was that it was not me thinking of the things. It sounded like
Whatever comes along
Another
with
voice.
thinking of the things was absent.
yeah,
The trappings of it being your own thought.
yeah, or like and not consciously imagining. Like because you could like imagine, oh, what would a voice say? But I wasn't consciously imagining anything, and then it was just like, here I am, I'm right here. And then I noticed, then I kind of talked to it, and I noticed that when I'm talking, like it can't talk. It's like we're using the same speech center of the brain, is what I thought. And it was just, it's not like it said anything intense, like, but it just had a vibe that was very good, and I felt
It
safe
felt
and
good to
good.
be talking to yourself.
Yeah.
Did you have to speak aloud, or were you just using the internal mono narrator hardware?
Yeah, just interior narrator hardware.
But you had to pan the mic over.
Yes. Yeah. And it just seemed like that who I would want to be more was
It
talking.
was your Tyler Durden.
Kind of. Yeah.
Your inner Tyler Durden is what you. Okay, that.
And it was really comforting. And then immediately I was like, this is just because I haven't slept and this is a freak occurrence. And I am never going to check for this ever again because it's never going to happen again. And it's just a nice little
And
moment.
I can't handle the disappointment.
And then it was like, you'll be able to get back here. It's fine. And then I was like, whatever. And then I went to sleep. And I got up very shortly after that because I was getting a plane to go visit my friend. And when I woke up, I got in the shower or whatever. And I was like, oh, don't check for that voice because it won't be there. And then it was like, I'm here. I told you I'd be here. Whatever.
I like how he grew the hands in the interim as the demon got stronger foothold.
He started taking control of the limbs is what happened. Yeah. He was working his way down. That's really what it was. But yeah, it was kind of after that and then I started doing parts work and all this stuff.
Parts work probably helps you disassociate from your past too.
Yeah, and then it seemed really like that was just a totally different person. But what's weird is that I eventually reintegrated the old memories through the new
Did you eat them? Like
filter.
write it down on a piece of paper and eat them? Or
No.
did you visualize the reintegration, or are you just claiming it? How did it happen?
Well, I did revisit many memories. And then but also here I will continue to dog food by showing the maybe the album cover if I can.
You made an album?
Well, yeah, because these improv things, it's like I made all these albums.
After the voice in your head, the improv started?
The improv might have been shortly before. And then they started to seem related. But like here in the thing, my friend, I played this for my friend, the album, and he was like, you should release it, which I had no plans of doing originally. And he said, what if you used a picture of yourself as a kid for the cover, which is what led to the music video. And so I went through all these my dad had happened to give me all these old pictures that he had digitized. And I went with this for the first one because it's like, this is a peach tree.
Millions of peaches.
And it kind of looks like I'm trying to throw a peach into the bucket in the first one. And then it is unclear whether it has gone in the bucket or not, which it doesn't really look like it's going in. It looks like it's way off target. And then I'm kind of like, whoops, you know? So
Yeah.
that was kind of the vibe of the improv. But I started looking at all these pictures of myself as a child, and I felt like I found something in I felt like you could almost pinpoint or find like the moment where it was like, oh, like junior high picture, I kind of like that person. I kind of connect to and have empathy for this person. But like at a certain point, it was very difficult to have. That was like I don't identify as that one. So kind of back to front, I re-identified with the human that was me.
Wow. And now you live stream on YouTube.
Yeah. Is that forward or backward progress? Seems forward to me. I think the difference is that there's actually people, hive mind and that like you're here talking to me.
Well, there's
That
two,
seems like progress.
2 of those are people. 3 of them are bots.
Well, that certainly that's the case. Most of the. Wow, I missed this one, and I hope that it wasn't. Yeah, I might have. You know. Usually, I just ask Paul. Like when stuff talks to me now, I ask Paul. I guess.
You're texting him. Hey, Paul is talking to me again.
I haven't had any other good big ones.
You think you could ask it to like help you find a place?
Yeah, I probably should. You know, it's weird. I asked Ron to pray for me.
Yeah, how'd that go?
I mean, we haven't found the place yet, but like so far so good, you know. But after that, we went to this movie, and it was like a sold out movie, and this place has like 700 some seats or whatever the hell. And I was a little nervous about going to see this packed movie with the and like just whatever.
You found what to be nervous about?
I guess just being packed in with like the
A little
people,
claustrophobia kind of thing.
and like maybe they were gonna be like it was huge fans of the movie and stuff, and
it was like a Pee Wee Herman special, or what were you expecting from the crowd?
I don't know. It didn't totally make sense, but it was basically just like I was going to see a movie that we like or we liked for many years, and then it was like, are we still gonna like it? I haven't seen it in a long time. Like,
wow, you were even worried about not liking it. Then.
Am I gonna be alienated from my past self, whatever?
Wow.
And then maybe that was gonna like spread to these people. And then when we were waiting in line, it was the same day that I'd asked Ron to pray for me or whatever, and I just imagined him praying for me to be okay going into this situation. And I found that helpful.
Just psychically detecting that he had been asked, he started praying for you?
Yeah, like just like you can just psychically invoke Ron because you think he's better at praying.
Okay, yeah.
Or at least I was like, I don't know if that's kosher, but I just was like, I'll try that.
Kosher means like slayed while Jewish rituals are read over it, right?
I'm not clear, but
just checking.
But yeah, I was like, I don't know if that'll work, but I was just yeah, it seemed to it's much better.
And how was the film? Did it destroy your childhood?
No, it was actually great, and I felt that the Ron invoked prayer made something happen. Because, okay.
You get free popcorn?
No, but so they were showing this movie from the 90s, indie movie, and then they had the director and star come out at the end.
Like from the projector or at the place?
At the place. And it was like for a Q&A, okay?
Q&A, wow.
So then in the Q&A, okay, this guy made this indie movie, then he like did stuff in Hollywood, whatever. This guy asked a question, and the question was, this is the first time I've seen this movie, and I just wanted to say it was amazing, but do you ever think, like, how could I ever top something like that? Okay? Which I found hilarious, and and then he was like, well, have you seen anything else that I've ever done? And the guy was like, no. And they was like, why would you ask that? You know what I mean? But I thought it was hilarious because the guy had done nothing remotely as good as this since he made it, obviously, right?
What?
So I thought what the guy should have done is he should have gone, of course I'm never going to do it. Look, all this, we've sold out. All these people are here. Obviously, I'm never going to do anything as good as this. Look, I was young. I was talented, whatever. Instead, he was like, well, one time I did this podcast and this famous person was on it and this famous person was on it and like, you might like that. And like, I've done other things. And I was like, see, this is the whole problem with like fame and success and everything is you can't just admit, what happened, which is they let you in the Hollywood door and then you just,
And the consequences thereof destroyed everything good inside you.
Yeah, so, I thought that guy was like sent from the ether just for me,
Because the fame of being like co-host was getting to your head.
Exactly. Yeah. I needed to be squashed back down.
Good.
Can't get too high on our high horse.
Can we watch The Princess Bride in preparation for movie night now?
Is it on YouTube?
I don't know.
Or do we just trust that everybody has access or a memory of having seen the movie many, many times?
Watch parties all the way down.
Well, we can always do watch parties.
As I wish. Yes, that'd be great. Yeah. Psychic injury, disassociation, reintegration.
Well, you've just basically done the same thing, dogfooding yourself with the help of the AI.
Oh, that Friends Encounter volumes 1 through 7 highlight reels. Yeah.
What was that experience? And do you feel it's like any kind of distance from whatever 2016, or it was actually after that you started doing videos?
Probably 18.
Yeah.
Not a lot of differences. Like there was definitely some concept I've moved away from, quit considering so seriously.
Like your Building 7 coverage has gone down.
No, I was about to say, but like the notion that the community would at all be interested in preparing their clergy and or pastors for questions about Gnosticism and whatnot that they get on the internet. But that seemed to be not an issue that was of much interest, and I don't want to watch enough of the stuff that they should have to worry about to bring it to them. So I don't see a lot of that anymore.
What about like the pre-streaming, or the pre-making videos? Is there distance, or was there ever a period of reintegration of that past self, like the way back?
Still buried.
It was buried at one point.
The host,
Dissociated from.
Most of the host is still buried under a red plane, on the tree, under a tree on the Red Plains. Yeah, it was like coming out of NPC. Like, because I was try-hard NPC for most of it. Like, minimum effort NPC, but I was watching Jon Stewart up till probably 2011. I mean, it's not...
Yeah.
It's like... I don't know, the big lie is we're smarter than them for the Blue Church.
Yep.
It's that midwittery boundary.
Yeah.
It's like I know exactly what the right thing to say is. I haven't looked into whether it's true or not, but
yeah, that's a big realization that it's the difference between I know the right thing to say and I actually know the right thing.
or that I know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you think it's just the right thing, because you think the right thing is knowing what to say.
Just because the whole department of like social interaction is written off as like my professional self. It's like a different, you know. Their moral self doesn't live in their professional self because like if you want a job, you have to build a customer service shaped self. And whether or not people include their values in that construction.
Yeah.
That made me think of how like they did that show Severance.
Great. That was fabulous.
But in a way that hit me as like the show that should have been made 7 years earlier or 5 years earlier or something like that. But they
It
like
should have ran side by side with The Office.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's like when that shoulda came out, they were doing The Office. Which in its own way, I guess, is an attempt to integrate the two.
Foxman has connections, highlight it. It makes us look better by proximity. Severance was written by a guy from my town, says President Foxman.
Circus guy.
He was a circus guy. Foxman lives in a circus guy town. This just in.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't have.
The vibes are there, baby. You have to go back.
Yeah, there was very little vibes.
There's improv vibing.
But there's 30 albums of vibes available.
Oh yeah, play us. Give me a link to another one.
Oh jeez.
We go longer between them, but like otherwise they function like brandings.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I grew up in the same. Oh, did he touch you, Mark?
Whoa.
Mark says he grew up in the same town as the guy who played Mr. Miyagi, and I heard that guy was a bad man.
Oh, I never heard that.
Yeah, that was like part of the controversy of making the Johnny series. To play that character again after that man had touched that boy. I don't know. That's what they sold us anyway. Can you find that?
I immediately went, is that true that he was one of these creeps? Or is it that Mr. Miyagi is such an important potential connection to some kind of deeper thing that we have to say about him?
Yeah, Hollywood doesn't allow the mentor archetype to be portrayed anymore.
Exactly.
Like the remake of Highlander is going to be the first time a Ramirez character has appeared in mainstreams for who knows how long.
Yeah, like the only reason that any older person would help you is because they're grooming you.
Right. The sex is all that matters, particularly if it's it doesn't bear any fruit. That was the sore spot for today's episode.
Uh-oh.
Throw any boomers lately? Oh.
This one still has the...
Did they set up a GoFundMe for that guy that got chucked by a bison? Can people sympathy donate to that fella? Because they're making fun of him in the hive mind now. We should at least... I'll ask the robots. What'd you find to play? You put it in a private chat so I could do it in a tab again?
Yeah, okay, here we go. Well, it kind of garbles the audio for some reason. I don't know.
It's only 2 minutes, too.
Just saying.
Share the screen. This is called Grand Canyon by Mad Gleams. Circa 6 years ago.
And then have the intro text.
And then do the one where... Oh, I'm not reading no damn text this time.
Yeah, like it's the same. It has some of the same text of like, hey, I improvised this. Don't judge.
Please don't judge me, baby. Make it full screen, though, would you?
Yeah. Now we would do it the opposite. Please judge.
Drive out to the desert, look into the ocean. Drive out to the desert, go up on a mountain. There's plenty more where that came from. Plenty more where that came from. Standing on the edge of a building, who do you think you are? Stand up at the edge of the building, who do you think you are? There's plenty more where that came from. Plenty more where that came from. Drive out to the Grand Canyon, look into the crowd. Drive out to the Grand Canyon, never come back. Plenty more where that came from. Plenty more where that came from. Going back where I came from. Going back where I.
Kind of garbles the audio, though. Garbles the audio.
That sounded like a trauma.
The Grand Canyon?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
Like, that's the vibes I caught, particularly at the end there. Like, this is me talking about my trauma.
Oh well, I think
Did you get
just,
left at the Grand Canyon? What happened there?
I think you just described the band. Like that is the sound. That's the sound of the band, dude. That's the whole. That's our marketing demo. What do you mean? Like that's the whole thing.
I have to fill my cup again.
All right. Well, yeah. You know, sometimes you just, I don't know, like improvising crappy songs or improvising and recording it as if it's a finished product. The kind of ruled. I don't know. For me, it ruled. I recommend, doing stuff, even if it's bad. You're back.
I am. You think people are scared to come on here because I'm here? I thought.
Maybe they just, I think it's more if anybody's not coming on, which you should, by all means. And it doesn't have to, we can end the talking about me part.
That's the quiet part out loud there, Al.
And just talk about whatever. But yeah, if anything, it's more like I've noticed the dynamic where people, sometimes people don't come on if it's like, well, they've got it handled. If they feel that it's covered, then
right.
But if they see a person alone going, they sometimes go on to help them out. Basically, on the rest of the internet and TV, people are trying to get on the screen to do stuff. And here it's more like people come on to help.
but they don't really want to be on there necessarily. It's a little different.
Okay. I don't think Luke needs help.
Yeah, so then
Who goes on his show then? What's the motive to be on the Luke streams?
yeah, maybe it's because they're kind of they're very young. They're very young. So maybe
Luke, T Stripes says Luke needs help. I don't watch Coach.
that is perfect. This is perfect. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
What? No, Bison, we can't buy books. Bison wants us to buy the Princess Bride book.
Mm. Well, he is Biblio Bison, so that would make sense.
Yeah, Biblio. Vous allez avec moi à la bibliothèque?
I kind of think we should maybe all watch Smoke because he recommended it to Chad or somebody, and then I watched it and I enjoyed it, and it is free on YouTube, and it's called Smoke.
What question does B want answered?
What's the yeah? Which question was this?
That's not helpful. We can only see the last thing you said. It's like we're chatbots. You did keep calling him Bilbo, Foxman. That's true. That's true and accurate. Okay, I got a thing. How about, since we've shown our ability to come together and make product via the Macbeth production, should we now target shorts at 14-year-olds? Should we have a youth outreach program for those destroying their mental capacity via the shorts? Should we even venture out on the TikTok with one?
The only things I've ever thought about that, or I have thought of making a short myself that was just me showing how you could use your browser to block the shorts divs using one of the ad blockers. And I've also thought of, I guess in theory, like the short could be like, hey, did you know that shorts are destroying your ability to, I don't know, engage with reality? Come to our streams where
I think it's a shallowing of your attention span. Like, all right, so there's this thing that the I saw that was tweeted that had to do with like psychopathy or schizophrenia, but it had it like planes and a 3D graph, and like if the ball went too far, and I think the shorts are like shallowing those.
Yes,
is kind of what I think is happening there. But yeah, and just like in the case of half orphans, because that's there's a lot of that. So well,
I've settled on the meme, I guess, which is friends don't let friends watch shorts, because that was the first thing I said.
Oh no, we can't watch any of them. We just have to make them.
But I'm saying maybe that's the meme to spread through them. Is friends don't let friends watch shorts. And what I like about that is that it not only says don't watch shorts,
it reminds the person watching the shorts that they don't have any friends.
And that maybe if they did, their friend wouldn't want them to watch these shorts. And then
stop watching these for the sake of your imaginary friend.
Yeah.
That'll become a real friend if you quit watching shorts.
Potentially. Like
clip that. I don't know. Did you give them money? Do you have the clip that, make an AI clip of that feature?
No, I don't think so.
Well, you can make the bubble, so I think you should be able to.
Oh, okay. Well,
we'll look into that after. What's a jort seeking? Should we aim it at Jewish people? Is that what jort means? Shorts aimed at Jews?
That reminds me of the thing I said to Pastor Paul one time, because he was talking about how he likes shorts. He likes making the shorts because he goes back through his content and dog foods, and that he sees these like things that and he likened it to taking a pair of jeans and turning them into cutoffs, like turning them into cutoff jeans.
Oh God! That's
And
a
I
that's a denim atrocity.
and then I commented, shorts are not cut off jeans. You know, clips. You can have your clips be your cut off jeans, okay? Shorts are like a denim mankini.
Thanks for that visual. Let's wash it out with what Biblio Bison said because I liked it. A Substack came out to me today that I didn't really write.
Grim Substack came at a perfect time for me today. A pitch at university for required AI modules for all students. I read it aloud with my spite. It's funny. I bumped into.
I don't know what message it conveys to that room that he mentioned. What?
I was talking to somebody about at the Chicago estuary about. She said she saw. She went to a high school graduation, and there were like two tied for the top place students, so they both give a speech. And
Got a speech off for valedictorian? Okay.
yeah, and like one speech was really human and seemed great, and the other one was clearly written by an AI, and it just
What was the load bearing part?
drove her crazy.
What was she pushing back on?
What do you mean?
Those are two of the key phrases:
Oh.
load bearing and pushback.
I didn't know that. But anyway, she said that she even has like that software that's supposed to detect AI. So she printed out the speech and then like fed it into the thing. That's
all right, so the mystery continues, but we have another clue.
Okay.
Timoteo says, jorts are a crime against humanity unless you're 06 John Cena. Are they also a mankini? Is that part of it? Is there overlap between the jort and the mankini?
I think a jort's just a jean short. Am I wrong? Is that just a jean short? Is the jort?
I like cargo pants.
I also like cargo pants.
I got cargo shorts because it's stupid hot here.
I at one time thought cargo shorts were kind of like a important personal symbol of just where my culture and heritage.
I felt similarly about carpenter pants with the hammer loop, like back when fashion.
Yeah, I think when I had a pair of those, I didn't know that they were for
carpenters.
Yeah, like I didn't know what the loop was for.
Is this for a flashlight?
I just liked it. I just liked that it was there.
Yeah,
it's like you could tell it was served a function, and it was good that there were things that were functional.
Like if only I had Batman gear, slide into this loop.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of Batman, did you see Pajot today?
I did not see all of it. But
I feel really weird about the Batman now that you pointed it out. Because, like, here's icon, Batman icon. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's real strange.
Real weird.
You know?
Like,
it is weird.
His big play is that the tranny and the race swapping was to make the movie a Trojan horse for good content.
So, yeah, I don't know if I will think the movie is good. I really wonder if I will or not.
I'm not interested.
I understand. I wasn't really. It's interesting that Heath says it's good, but I don't think this is true, but I couldn't help. My mind just handed me the image of like him making that video, and then it's him walking on the street, and he has like one of the he's got a cell phone, and he's just saying, "What's that? The money's cleared my account. Thank you." You know, and then he hangs up and he like drops the phone into a waste bin for some reason, and then he just puts on like sunglasses, and the music from the end of the Matrix starts playing.
And so that's what I.
No, go on. Finish your story. I'm just disassociating.
It just occurred to me that I like the idea that he was like paid off some mass sum to convince all of the people critical of Hollywood that Hollywood had somehow come back.
It's like, like Hollywood paid him to smooth the waters.
Yeah, like potentially millions of dollars for this one YouTube video, and he just is like, "Has the money cleared the account? Thank you." Which kind of would go with his Batman aesthetic.
Yeah.
Well, we dog fooded. It was not easy listening for me or potentially anyone. And it was slightly garbled by, however.
Well, hopefully.
Why does it garble audio? Is it like it's applying the voice stuff to the audio? I think that's what happens.
I didn't hear any garble. That
we heard it garbled.
I thought it could be gargle. You could be gargling during that, but I couldn't tell that the audio.
I naturally have a lot of phlegm, so they are gargling. I mean, gargle.
But that's not what you're talking. You're talking about a garbling.
Like I remember I think there's a kind of music that they called jangle for a while.
What?
So I think my kind of music could be called gargle. Yeah.
Jangle, huh?
Yeah, like jangle rock or something. It was like stuff that there was like a period in the maybe mid 2000s, and people did a kind of jangly 60s thing, and then they called it jangle.
Speaking of janky 60s things, I want to bring back jingoism. Jingo. Jingo. Jingo was his name. Oh. What do you think?
It's a fun
I'm
word
proud to be an American. That's what jingos get to sing. They get to sing that song.
Did you read that piece about America that was shared in your Discord?
I did. It was like some Israeli prime minister fella wrote that piece.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, I noticed that his name kind of did look like an anagram.
What? So I didn't notice that.
I started. There's a couple, like "Why Paid Liar" is one.
What, you word scrambled the guy's name?
So hopefully that's not. But I mean, as a politician, paid liar. I mean, I don't know, but hopefully not. I also thought it was weird that he said in that piece, raw material. He said that twice.
He cited the raw material inadvertently.
May have.
Or that's why it was sent to me in my Discord.
But there was one paragraph of that I just did not understand. And it was curious to me.
Where in the Discord was it? Do you recall?
I do not.
Research, maybe, eh? Once they go dark, it's hard to find things.
It is.
Yeah, no, babe, no.
But there was some interesting stuff. It was talking about how the main thesis of this piece we are referring to is that America and loneliness kind of go hand in hand, because it's this huge country, and it it's full of people who are like, by being built or being an immigrant nation or whatever. It's people coming from somewhere else, and often there's people they're leaving behind, or
all them plants knew they need to grow new roots.
Yeah,
they knew they need to grow new roots.
So it's this idea of like loneliness and the wilderness kind of being similar somehow, or having something in common. But he was arguing that the image that Americans have of America is not how America is seen by the rest of the world.
Nobody gives what the rest of the world thinks. We're Americans. What's the matter with you people?
Well, it was almost like he was saying that the vision of us that's sold to us is not sold or bought by other people because it's like it's this dangerous, lawless place with all this, whatever. And
I took the piece to be like those guys are innovative. But the dog's
Maybe
hungry.
we're-
I'm going away now. Good luck.
maybe we're innovating in loneliness. Maybe that's what we're. Is that possible? The American is like we're innovators, so we've been innovating in loneliness by mass marketing isolation for a decade or longer.
So, yeah.
I wonder. If you started the microwave, I think eventually there would definitely be a knock on the door. What was learned in this stream? Not known. Not known yet. That'll apparently sink in, or we'll potentially discover what that was later on. Well, yeah, by all means, please. Anybody come on if you would so like to. Because, yeah, basically the whole thing, yeah, we don't need to tidy it up either. I was just, I guess it's sort of like engage in conversation kind of ends. So it's like, well, where are we? It's like, well, we came in because I was dog fooding myself because I don't exactly know why. But it seemed like something, I don't know, is it just that now if I do humiliating stuff, it's like, well, I might as well do it on stream, or else what's it for? Because, humiliation shared is... seems better. But yeah, I'm going to keep going and hanging out for a while, but I'm going to run... I give myself a little bit of a break. So we'll be back after these messages. All right. Oh, hey, we got a Biblio. What's up?
Oh, I see.
How's it going?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good.
What was the film? Do you mind saying? Or is it
Which film?
that you went to the theater to
Oh, yeah.
have anxiety about?
Yeah, it was Hedwig and the Angry
Ooh.
Inch.
Wow, I haven't seen that for a long time.
Yeah.
Aw, some of my friends like cult favorite.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was cool too. I'm a bit of a nerd for the reason we love to go to the theaters because they show actual prints. And so I guess they were touring because it's like the 20th anniversary. But they actually showed a print at this one, which was really cool. And like, there were a lot of young people and some people who'd never seen it, and then they kind of freaked out. That's why it was so funny when this guy was like, "Uh, that was amazing." Because I was just thinking, like, well, yeah, it's one of the cool things about like the great indie movies is that the ones that get remembered and that then 20 years later there would be all these people coming to see are like the ones that were very good. So this guy is like watching a extremely competent film, which don't usually play
Yeah,
nowadays.
I got confused today because well, obviously my kids probably grew up on a lot of that stuff, right? But um, like as I have younger friends that have kids and have any kind of like, I realize now that it was weird studies today because they're getting ready to do a B movie month, which would be a blast, but I can't do it. But they mentioned today like Waking Life, which is something that always works for the kids, and I don't know that they mentioned a few other things that I was just like, it's so good to hear that, but like most of my students probably weren't exposed to them at all, right? There was kind of a beautiful time of, it seems to me. I mean, I know that, yeah, that was a dumb thing to say. So people are still making really great stuff, but kind of like with all the other things, uh, I find it with the music too. Like one of my children sends me incredible new music, and then that will lead them to music that was like what I was listening to, right?
Right.
And I love that that's still happening, but I find a lot of people are much more isolated and not having any idea where this came from, and not why it would matter that I would hear the bands that they were listening to, that you see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's always been an interesting thing to me, like or like that particular track of being interested in something where it's like, you know, I don't know, Bob Dylan liked Woody Guthrie, so
Yeah.
now I'm into Woody Guthrie, and then if you keep going back, or I'm gonna listen to Robert Johnson or something like that,
Oh,
and then you go back far enough, and then there's just like not recorded music.
right.
Um, Definitely, I think like it fills in things much, much more. Like you have much more of an understanding of just history and what happened and how ideas got from one place to another. Whatever.
And possibility. I think that's the weird thing because with anything, like I'm a sciences librarian, but if they look at the old papers, they can always find out something that was dropped while everything else was picked up. And I think a lot of like contemporary experimental classical music has been doing that, where like the trend pulled this into like performance music or whatever. Doesn't really matter the time. But if you go back to what they were influenced by, you can always find these pieces that like might fit 100 years later really big, but were just sort of dropped because it wasn't popular at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, and like, I mean, when it comes to movies and stuff, art in general, I've become extremely don't know if cynical's the right word, but it's like I think a lot of things worked because there was enough of like the spirit of friendship or life, the spirit of life or something, was enough in the background, what I call the cosmic background religion. Which is like just the background beliefs everybody has. Like there was enough of that in the culture that this stuff like existed, but it was draining out. And there's that thing when you like look at the past where it's like sometimes it seems like, oh well, we were like on a good trajectory and then we took a wrong turn. But sometimes I think, well, maybe that trajectory was just leading here and it just looks better. Like I was watching the show Mad Men, and I was thinking that, you know, the show Mad Men's like depicting the mind control of the advertising in the 60s, which is quite cynical, and there's like a darkness to it. But you watch it today and it's almost quaint. It's like, oh, if we could only get back to this time period, because like the people seem so much more integrated into their lives and stuff. And then I thought, oh, this is like a weird effect. Like, if things are on a certain trajectory, then when you look back, it'll seem, you know, better. But it's not clear that you can like go back or get it back. Or I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's like remix kind of. You know, like with fashion, for instance. I used to kind of try to see if there were different cycles between, you know, like when suddenly everybody starts, for certain age groups or whatever, writing these rewrites of older stories. Same with film and fashion. Always seems to be at a faster clip, you know, like
Yeah.
whatever was the seven, like my period came back 10 years ago or something, and then you just kind of watch these little wobbles of, yeah, I don't know how to.
What it's like, I think I've been trying to look forward or trying to, or maybe it's just personal, like forming my own new way of interpreting what's good and bad or whatever. So like now I look back at a lot of the stuff that is meaningful to me, but I can see all of this dark stuff in there that I feel like is leading to where we got now. And then I'm like, well, how could we ever have the good stuff with like less of that dark stuff or whatever? So like even when I'm talking to about like masterpiece albums or like great masterpiece films or something, like I do now think about how like, yeah, but they seem like awful people and I don't want to be like them.
Yeah, I think
I still care about beauty and the good and stuff. But like, you know,
I think that's part of what I distrust about like any of our interpretations is, you know, like I just read a lot just the last few years. My kids have started reading through the books they took with them when they left that I had given them over the years, and they're all fascinated by them. So they, which is awesome. That makes me happy. But I mean, this is like 15 years after they were gifted, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And then they'll ask if I'll reread them with them, so I will. I think Chad and I were texting a little bit about this earlier, but then every time there's all different stuff that I see in it. It's why I don't trust what I'm seeing from the present as, so like where you see, oh crap, I might have got this dark thing that happened in my life out of these influences, but you didn't interpret it that way then from your present funnel filter. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know that we gain insight. That's what I'm saying basically. It's like things have moved me totally differently every decade, but I don't know that it's any different from the way it did or did not move me my last engagement. Just other stuff has happened and the context is different.
Yeah, like in a sense, it's like never in the same stream twice, or step foot in the same stream.
Yeah. Or
Even if it's the same, you know.
undoing our like concept that we're progressing or growing or not just being, you know.
Yeah.
It feels like we've got to be optimizing or something, so have some proof of, well, I'm not what I was then, but that's just given. Of course not.
Well, yeah. It's funny. I do have these things have emerged over time. Like it seems like a progression in the sense of like you in a linear time. Like I thought about things in a certain way, and then this kind of thinking constrained things, and now here we are here. And so it's like one of the big patterns for me now, and like especially when we go to see some of these old movies and things, is the like I a lifelong attraction to the sort of the underground or the punk or the independent or the DIY or the whatever has formed into this like sort of I don't know, attraction or theory or whatever of like I don't know, like a vision of a new thing, because it's like we've seen the mainstream seemingly take a massive nosedive, at least in my opinion, in terms of the quality of the arts. So then it's like, okay, I think whatever the next thing is going to have this punk independent kind of vibe, at least at first. And that's maybe the way that the cosmic background gets renewed or revitalized in some way. And so it's like right now, anything with that element is really standing out. So like I watched that movie Smoke, and I think I'd seen that movie before on IFC, because anything that ever played on IFC or Sundance, there's like a 20% or higher, probably 40% chance I watched it. But so it seemed vaguely familiar to me. I didn't really remember it that well. But it just, yeah, it had me thinking like that there used to be so many movies that were like kind of about deep ideas and like what it is to be human or connect to each other and stuff. Like this used to almost be a genre of independent cinema or something. And then I was just thinking, you know, I think that actually movies like that still get made, just not very. I think less so in America. And if there's like a thriving underground movie scene, I'm just not maybe aware of the stuff that it churns out.
Well, I've found that this is my felt experience is I can still find independent film that works over the same sort of themes, updated, but almost always the production quality has some refinement of tools that makes it a little harder to show the expertise of the filmmaker. I don't know how else to say that actually. I feel that a little bit with music too, like music that the kids will find that indeed pleases me and sounds whatever they call it now, slowcore. I don't know the word words, but things that are like what I was listening to, but the tools for the music production are so different 20, 30 years on that it's almost like the constraints are that you have refined, like you have to work against them. It reminds me of, so like being a pianist and experimental, I can almost time it. Like 10 years ago, everybody started taking their pianos apart and doing much more manipulation to the piano so that the recording could be unique instead of
Yeah.
a beautiful recording of a piano. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's funny, I have this thing with recording where I thought the music started to sound AI kind of before we had the AI music. Like it was so perfected, and it was kind of, it's like we maxed out the tools for a certain telos of like the kind of perfected, no wrong note, no anything off beat for a second, like whatever. And we kind of like maximize that. And then we even kind of maximize like, well, here's how to mix the audio spectrum and here's kind of how to do all these different things. And then it got to a point where like I actually hear stuff now and it sounds too good. It sounds so good.
Oh, it sounds fixed.
Yeah, it's like
I remember that time too, very much.
I have to like shut it off. Like I hear it and it's almost like I can't hear it because it's like over perfected in a way. And it kind of strikes me as this, the only reason I even compare it to AI is that then when I started to hear AI music, I was like, oh, I get a similar sensation to the AI music because it's like, in a way, it's the same thing. Because if we all kind of do things the same way and it becomes kind of like the industry standard, this is just the best way to do it, then it's going to be very homogenous. And then that's the same way that AI works. It homogenizes things. So then it was kind of weird because it was like, I mean, my music unintentionally is probably the opposite of that. But then it was like, I don't think we can go any further in this like perfection department. So then it's like, maybe the next thing in music is people have to, it's almost like now you have to make mistakes on purpose. Whereas before people had to be good on purpose and they couldn't help the mistakes. Now it's like we have these tools to help all the mistakes and now we're going to have to make mistakes on purpose.
Yeah, and we'll learn to use the tools to whatever mistake means. I don't know, like.
Yeah. We'll change our definition.
Yeah, it's more that I don't think any creative person, I'm just thinking about watching my favorite bands and then they're like, well, you should go to Nashville for these pieces and then you should go to LA and work with this guy in this studio for these pieces and then, and that's that. It feels like corporate takeover of publishing to me, right? Like, well, then all these different genres are going to sound produced similarly with the same studio musicians. And granted, they're brilliant.
Yep.
And it would be fun to work with them. But then you get some of those basement albums. And I mean, I always like, do you like Bedhead?
I don't know.
They've been called other things, but I just love them. I can't remember the other names of their bands now, but some Texas outfit, and they just could carry that. I mean, they moved electronic. They did. Yeah, I love them, but they somehow kept. I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of like when Risto brought up Appleseed Cast and the difference between the low-level Al's volumes compared to their more studio music. all that kind of thing. But that it's one of the things that always makes me like, if your vibes come on, I'm like, it's just so good. I really like it. It reminds me that today I listened to a lot of Blue Note recordings, and so YouTube figured that out, I guess, and pitched me one that I didn't know. With I knew the drummer and I knew the anyway, but there was something different going on in that studio. You know, like I could listen to Coltrane forever, Thelonious Monk, and it's not. That's one of those places, at least for jazz, you know, that you think those are the most perfect recordings we get, but they weren't perfect, but not in the way we're talking about.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
They didn't fix this swerve on his sax, so now it doesn't have that little out-of-tune part, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like, that's interesting. Is it that we changed our See, that's what I mean. It's almost like we changed our definition of what was good,
Mm-hmm.
and it was almost defined by the digital. Like, that's how we were defining it or something.
Well, because the possibility of, I guess I'm thinking about this in your relation to your art comments earlier too. Like I'm thinking of visual art or film, but which I guess is anyway. As the tools give us more capacities, or it seems like it,
Yeah.
then it makes total sense. We'd be like, what the hell can we do with these? Oh, I can give my voice a wobble. I can write whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's like those mutes and trumpets way back, or all the different things we've used to affect the sound. And then once that sound becomes like, oh yeah, everybody can do this, we're going to undo it or come up with something else. That's kind of what I think about.
It's funny. It's like, I think at first I was like, I didn't know what it was that I was drawn to, or what it was that was bothering me. So like, I didn't know, like, you know, is it just that I like the lower fi artists or whatever? Is it just that I like the production style of like doing it analog or something? Is it just that I like, you know, stuff made by people in their 20s, and when they get older I stop liking them just because they're older? You know, like what, why do I like the thing and then I don't like the thing or whatever? And I think you know, eventually it's gone into a spiritual almost dimension, where the way that I'm judging these things is more like
Yeah, you do that a lot.
Almost an abstract, like, is it life affirming or not? And then how that looks is like, you know, like there's this song, like, this is like one of my theories. I don't know if this is exactly, you know, I don't know if this is right, but I was thinking about the song Leaving Las Vegas, okay? And, you know, early Sheryl Crow, Leaving Las Vegas. I think it's off her first album. And I love this recording. It's one of my favorite performances by one of these, like, huge pop star people. Because it's like, she's just, like, going for it. And it's kind of crazy, and there's kind of like, it's not perfect. And it has this attitude. And I was thinking about how much I like this. And I was thinking, there is no way that, like, hardly anyone has ever recorded anything like that on their second album. Or their third. Mm-hmm. Like, if you sell 1 million units, it's so much harder to do that, because now you're thinking about how all these people are going to hear it, and you're thinking about how they have this idea of who you are in this relation, and you're like, well, I don't want to be pitchy for a second, you know, like, I'll let down the fans, or, you know, we can make it better. And then you start to just become a little bit more refined, and
now you can control all those aspects, so you do. It's this thing about like how do you keep it alive even though you have the power to do whatever. And then I was thinking like, is there anybody that I think did keep doing that? And then I was like, I don't know, maybe Prince. Cuz he seemed like he just never changed. But
I was thinking about Journey and Genesis while you were talking. But like something that's come up, and I don't know where, but I've seen it either in the chat or somewhere, was like folk talking about the musicians who, let's say like Leonard Cohen or Bob Dylan, probably it was Bob Dylan related, given it's you, but that then it really messed with people when you totally change your style. And to me, like most of the band, there's plenty of albums I don't like from people I really like as musicians, but there's something I like that you use the word attitude, kind of, because there is something about, at least like the lifelong musicians I like so from like grad school on, there were some music sellers that I worked with that got me into Red House Painters, and then I just loved Mark Kozelik.
yeah.
And then for a long time I have not liked what he's doing.
Yeah.
But I liked a lot of the explorations before, but I still kind of like that he's just doing the hell he wants, like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I may not like it at all, but I think there's something in some types of makers that repetition disenlivens. I don't know the better word for it. I feel the same with writers and stuff. Like if you find a voice and then you just stick with, I just don't know about that find a voice thing. But
do you think
go ahead.
do you think it affects, like, are you speaking like it affects them to repeat the
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Versus like that it affects you.
Yes,
it affects them.
So think of like it doesn't. It's like it's not very much related to the audience.
Yeah.
But I think about Radiohead and how they were capable of keeping such a long, same with the Police or REM. I feel like those kinds of bands were able to keep 30 plus years of making music that we all like. And they do it in different ways. So Johnny Greenwood starts doing soundtracks and classical work, and Police were the same, right? They all have their own things, so they can make Police albums for you poor, people that want another thing that sounds like that. But they have to have these outlets where they're exploring and breaking, and does that make sense? So that, I'm totally talking about the creator, not
it also
the audience.
What also makes me think of this idea that like it's really hard to keep things the same. Like it takes just as much effort to keep them the same, I never really thought about it until I forget where I heard this, but just when somebody was talking about like maintaining a property. So it's like if you're maintaining like a 200-year-old property to like keep it exactly the same, the amount of actual work that goes into that, because you can just go on Google Maps and look at like, oh, here was like a house in Detroit and now there's just nothing there and it just fell in on itself. Like it takes a lot of work to keep things the same. For them to completely fall apart doesn't seem to take very much work. But I wonder if there's something of that to it. So it's like, even if you're kind of doing the same thing, it's like, well, everything changed though. So like, even if like, like you're talking Mark Kozlik, it's like the early Sun Kill Moon stuff. I really
So
really
good.
love, and then like I would hear a new thing, and it's like it's the same style, but it's like maybe it's like kind of about checking his email or like eating a sandwich, and I'm like, it's not that it's the style's bad, but like I don't like what you're singing about now or something. I don't know.
But they don't care. Yeah. Well, it,
Like
it
there's a lot of ingredients that go into it.
it feels like it fits with a lot of other tensions in the TLC for this matter. But like, uh, you know, how did you put that? It was perfect. It seems like it takes it. Okay, so what I'm curious about is what does it take to keep things the same? So I'm thinking about my youngest is just in a new romantic relationship, and I know his longing will be, they've had like 5 months that are really great, and if they got married, they would really like to. It's just gonna feel this way, which obviously it won't. Or these convert things people are talking about, or what's the best thing, and I feel
Right.
this way about this theology or that theology, and like none of that's going to stay the same ever.
Right.
So it feels like there's a whole different query in the being that needs to be going on, not about rightness or wrongness, or this feels good and this feels bad, or but
It's such an ironic thing with like with those examples, like with the falling in love or with the new convert. It what's so interesting is that it'd be very wise, and a lot of people talk about like, well, how do you help these people because they can foresee the devastation when it wears off and all the things that can go wrong. But from another perspective, you might be like, so what? You're going to learn that anyway. You might as well, you know, like commit to things, like go all in. Like I remember there's this movie called Whisper of the Heart.
yep.
And I really like this movie. And at the end of the movie, it's about like young kids or whatever. But and I won't give away the whole thing, I guess. But at the end of the movie, there's like a real big commitment that's made, and a lot of like audiences, especially like Western audiences, are like, "What?" Like when they get to the end because the commitment is so huge. And I looked up about this because I was curious, and I found out that that was the only part of the movie that was added by by Miyazaki, who wrote the screenplay.
Yeah.
So it was adapted from
Mm.
a graphic novel. But this was the only part that Miyazaki added was this big commitment, and he was like, "Young people need to commit to things." And there's an interesting tension there because the more you commit, it's like, oh, now there's going to be this messy divorce, and maybe the kids are going to be separated and all this stuff. But at the same time, if you never commit, there won't be a marriage to get divorced. There won't be kids to be separated. And so you can kind of just, well, I never committed to anything so that there'd never be a mess. When I found out that it wasn't all it was cracked up to be, it's like, well, is that better?
Right.
There's a real tension there of like, maybe it's good to just fall in love and go all the way and be so sunken cost into the thing that you're like, oh, I guess I should try to make it work.
Well, it certainly takes you different. Even thinking about the musicians, I mean, one of the ways my co-parents and I talk about watching our children now be very hesitant about relating, but one of the ways if Chad's still out there, this could be for him too. One of the ways we comfort as a family is, in a lot of ways, like, well, you saw what happens this way and this way and this way, like, and we're sorry they're difficult, but it doesn't, well, Yeah, that's a hard one. Because the tearings apart stick so much more than the joy, like it seems like. But it's one of my favorite reasons I like that whole set. I think of them as 4 films rather than Boyhood being something separate. And we should put Waking Life in there too. But you know what I'm talking about, like Before Sunrise, After whatever,
Yeah.
and Midnight. And I just love that those keep happening and that they all care about them, because that's one of the few projects I know in the world that actually deals with all the tangles well, not all of them, but so many of the relational heart tangles you'll have throughout your adult life of thinking that you love someone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I think for me, trying to make sense of this led to what I would call spiritual questions and spiritual solutions. And here, I mean spirit is the how. So I think of spirit as the how, and like why, how, what, why you do things, what you do, how you do it. And I think of how as the spirit between why and what. So it's like it's the mediator between those two. So if you're trying to like preserve the family estate, over hundreds of years, it actually will have to change, right, to stay the same. But then it'll even have to change. There's some things that'll have to change that can't stay the same, right? Like the landscape changes, or
Oh, sure, yeah.
like we have to like redo the plumbing like all the way down, and it's not up to code. We have to figure out how to make it up to code, but still. And so
It's like the family in Peaky Blinders.
so you end up like having to go to this more how do we keep how do we balance? It's really about balance in the end. It's like, how do we balance the what has to change with why we wanted to keep it the same, or why it mattered in the first place. And that's like where the solution, or maybe it's not even a solution, it's even like you were talking about being. Use the word being a lot, because it's
Balance seems like, where would you put balance? In the why?
Yeah.
Like
So
a theory?
I think of balance as the how, I guess.
But then what are your, like, if you're thinking of
Or how is how we balance. Why is balance? Yeah, why is balance?
That's what it feels like. It feels like that's the
why is the
illusion
balance,
or the
how is
delusion.
how we balance it. Yeah, exactly.
Or dream, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
mean to call it things that people could take negative. But
Yeah.
But that feels to me like this thrust about balance or harmony, or those feel to me very much like cultural pressures of optimization. Like we're taught that we're supposed to seek balance, but we don't see much of that in history and production. Anyway, welcome, Ian.
Hi,
What's up?
fellas. Can you hear me? Sorry, I think it was in my
Yeah,
my headphone microphone. Okay.
And the birds are better.
Yeah.
On vacation?
No, this is actually just my back porch. I was on vacation, but we have a 1.5-year-old son, and we're tent camping, and so we tapped out at about 2 days. We were like, all right, that was good. And everybody was like very understanding, which was a little bit shocking because it's a family tradition. Ezra and I were talking about the movie 4th of July by Louis C.K. and Joe List, and It's very much like
My
that,
family
except instead of
says, well,
assholes, it's Christians. So it's like
are
even
those really
worse.
different?
Right, yes. But yeah, so it was great.
Oh, so this was actually like this was like a big family vacation, not unlike.
Yeah, every year it's that. Yeah, it's at a state park, so there's usually a little bit more room than all in one cabin. But it's, I mean, we were across from her sister and her husband and their baby, and her grandma and grandpa, and then down the park there was 4 sites that were her atomic family, and then her aunt and uncle and their kids and stuff like that. So it was
Is it
it's like
always in
that
the
every year.
same place? Like, is it a?
Same park, yeah. Yes.
Interesting.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually her grandpa, his grandpa owned an island in the Thousand Islands. That's where we were, and he sold it for like $1,700 or 17,000, probably $17,000. But like, 80, 100 years ago or whatever. So we're all, every time we go up there, we're just kicking ourselves. Like, we could have had a freaking island. Like, but so yeah, so it's been in the family for that long on her mom's side. Also, I'm sorry, I jumped in and kind of derailed us. I was coming in because I felt like I wanted to participate, but I literally just saw that you were streaming. So I'm up to speed on how, what, and why. And
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, and we were talking about the difficulty of keeping something the same.
What do you know?
And is that related to the balance or how or whatever?
Or how a family reunion goes.
Um,
And kind of the trade-offs of like, big commitments, big things, family, expanding the family, etc. Also brings all this risk of it could all fall apart. There could be all kinds of, but that life just inherently has these risks. And
And
so,
before that, it was about like the arts, and when you seem like you've come to a place of coordination or perfection or style, and then why you need to disrupt it, or yeah, they all feel pretty similar to me that way.
yeah. So then why am I the one that needs to disrupt the family vacation? I
is it for renewal or just death?
Right. Well, is it death if there's no renewal?
Or does it take
Yeah.
more to keep it the same than it does to let it be?
That's a good angle on it too, because there's definitely, this is different friends of mine, but I can think of a family situation where the mom died, and it takes a lot from the oldest daughter to keep it the same, and like she's unmarried, and there's only a few of the kids left, but they had a big family, like 9 kids growing up, and the mom was like the heart of the family, and so that responsibility is something, but also, does it need to be the same? Can it really be the same? That's a good question. Making it personal is interesting. I've been trying to do that because I was on this whole, you guys know from my podcast thing, just like talking about institutions, and that really depersonalizes the whole thing and gets away from people's lived experience, because nobody really thinks about an institution, but they do think about people. And so
Yeah, even tradition is a word that it's like half the people don't use.
right,
Sort of.
yeah, so
It certainly was like not something I ever thought about for many years of my life.
and I guess I'm wondering like why those things slip past certain people. Maybe it's just that Jordan Peterson thing about like whatever sticks out to you is your problem. Like, sorry, sucks to be you,
Could be. But also,
Well, that's interesting too, because like, what sticks out to you? That brings up like what it like relevance, and then and patterns of what sticks out to who and whatever. Ron, Mark, you guys got anything?
Well, I just jumped on to say hello. I'm kind of getting up to speed.
Well, that's cool. Yeah,
But I just wanted to say hi.
yeah, we don't even really know what we're talking about, but it's nice. It's nice to see you, and welcome.
Thanks. Ian, nice to meet you. And then Biblio Bison. Hi.
If you go watch David Busuttil's stream, you can find out his real name.
Ooh.
It's Nathan. Don't. It's fine.
Uh-oh.
Hello, Ron.
Where?
Now that there's enough people, I'm gonna go to the restroom.
Oh, it
Nice.
takes 5 people for you to go to the restroom? Interesting.
Got medical issues.
Mm.
So we make a,
Just to let you, just to want to say, I've received a white box in the mail, and if I disappear, it is because the assassins have been successful. So
Okay.
I have
Whoa,
not
whoa,
yet
You received what?
a box in the mail.
You received a box.
was
A
it?
box.
Was it?
Did you even have to go, Ezra?
I was just gonna say, how can you go to the
It's
bathroom that
occupied. I'll
long?
be right.
Okay.
You got a box, Ron, in
Yes,
the mail.
a white box. Yes.
Have you opened it?
No, not yet. I didn't have a chance. I because I wanted to have the time to really appreciate the box and the
It'd be
content.
kind of cool if you were streaming when you opened it.
I was thinking about doing that, to be honest with you, and that way there'll
In
be
case
good.
it's, in case it's anthrax, you know.
I've got enemies. I get around. What can I tell you? So,
Well, let's pray for your enemies.
Lord, smite them with boils.
That's not the type of prayer you're supposed to pray for your enemies, Ron. I don't
Lord,
know.
break their teeth. And wait, how did David used to have some gnarly prayers?
Are you taking the Lord's name in vain here? Because I
No.
think you're actually supposed to pray for your enemies, my brother.
Yes, but that's such a drag. I mean, it's true, but yeah, actually, I don't have any enemies right now.
Lord, my enemies are suffering with corrupted hearts, bringing pain to themselves and those around them. Please reach out in your tender grace and mercy and flip them to the good side. In Jesus' name, amen.
I like that. I'll take that.
Amen.
I'll boost that one. No, I can.
I got a white package as well, but mine had a VNA bubble on it. Got a pink TLC movie night T-shirt.
Ah,
Very
excellent.
nice.
We're badgering Ezra to make another one of those as we speak. Do you have movie recommendations that are insightful? He's getting a lot of Princess Bride pressure. He's trying to smoke.
Yeah. I need to look at like what's on YouTube because that's one of the criteria, right?
We do like free on YouTube as an
Yeah.
option. You can go over to your the home page because it's not your home. Not your home. And then scroll down to the movies and TV.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a free tab. Up at the top it says browse free live purchase store. Free is a tab you can select to see what's available. The Green Knight from 2021, the television version of Troy, and others make for
Fern
great
Gully?
recommendations. Huh?
Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest.
If that's an option that you could, yes, we can. Those are all valid pressure, Ezra, with this choices.
I would root that you don't accept the constraints.
Well, I was gonna say the movie I just brought up, The 4th of July, I want to watch it again.
Oh yeah, I love that film. Yeah,
it's so good, and I've always loved Louis.
Sounds like a Jingo movie.
Don't we have to get it on Louis though?
Isn't that what you like, Grizz?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It sounds like a Jingo movie. Is it a Jingo movie?
I don't know what that means.
Not really. Not really, no. Jingoistic. Is it a strong nationalism?
Oh, no, not at all.
Like, like John Wayne, like
It's a very
defeating
good
an entire
TLC
army.
movie, though.
It's like Trojan Horse. It gets you to come like, oh, this is about the 4th of July. And then you're like, oh, it's actually about my soul, you know, and how I relate to other people.
It's like going to the road for parenting.
What about Jacob's Ladder? You guys heard of that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was too scared to watch it as a kid, so I don't know if it's any good. But I love that James Spader guy.
Did that have
Was that
Spader?
a-
I don't think
wa-
that has
was-
Spader.
Was that about napalm?
Which one?
4th of July?
Virtual napalm.
Jacob's Ladder.
No.
Oh.
No.
It was kind of about.
Was it?
There's some
Vietnam in there?
nom in there.
What?
Yeah.
On Jacob's Ladder?
Yeah, there is some nom in there.
Let me look this up. I thought that was a sci-fi.
It is.
Oh, okay.
You got the. Go ahead, Ron.
Well, I thought it was like one of those movies like he doesn't know if he's alive or not.
It seemed kind of like a solo Flatliners from the previews. I was too scared to watch it. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, it is kind of a it's kind of a solo flatline.
All right.
You said you wanted the group version,
Heck yeah, I don't want to go in there alone.
right?
Has anybody seen Contact?
Oh yeah.
I've never seen it. Would that
There's
be a
a
good one?
recurring. I think that there's some branding that's used on the.
Yeah, that's where that branding comes from.
Was that Jodie Foster?
It's about how aliens convince us to build mysterious things on the planet and trust them enough to send Jodie Foster.
Hey, we could get Ezra a few new followers. It's like contextually relevant.
What if we say Trump? Does that like make the algorithm feed it to more people?
I think it might be the opposite.
Opposite.
Yeah.
Depending on how they've hard coded the.
I don't know if it's rage baiting.
Algo.
Right. You have to be making like a sour face or have blue hair or whatever. Like it depends. It's contextual.
I feel like the internet lawyer was pulsing earlier with sound, and we talked over him.
Oh, were you saying something, Mark?
No.
As an internet lawyer?
No, I wasn't saying anything. I had comments to make on stuff you guys were talking about like 30 minutes ago.
Well, let's hear 'em.
I'm not really good at free form conversation or any type, but
We don't mind going back. What were the comments?
it was because I was kind of thinking about this earlier today, the stuff you guys were talking about, like older artists and how they kind of lose it, so to speak. And I was thinking about that, but I don't think that's completely true. I think that that's because we idolize youth. And so like these young people, we just like pump them full of drugs and pride. And then they just lose all their spirit, you know? But throughout history, like if you look at like Bach, he just was always posting equally like high quality stuff his whole life. But he was never really famous. He would actually just get in fistfights with his musicians because he didn't think they played very well. He actually got thrown in jail because he was like commissioned by a prince to write songs and he wouldn't do it right, so he got thrown in jail. Where like, you know, Leonardo da Vinci, he didn't lose his touch after he got old. And then like I think there's like this in the tradition I'm in, there's this hymn writer, like our most famous hymn is called Our God He Is Alive, and it was written by a guy who's 78 years old when he wrote it, you know? And I feel like, and then you look at like J.R.R. Tolkien, he didn't start writing till he's in his 40s, and I think that and then I read this line from a Dostoevsky novel, and he said that you don't really start living until you're 60. Or one of his characters said that, but it sounded like he was saying it. And I think that it has to do with our pop system, you know. I
Yeah,
think
like the
that-
pop system we're dealing with is the kids get like 40 years of that, of the drugs and partying and whatnot. And that's so there's not much left of them when they hit 60 and they end up doing the casinos tour. But like actual artists that aren't part of the pop system can function well into their 70s, apparently.
Well, I have to say, Willie Nelson. I saw him a few years ago. He was still really good.
You just got to go all in on one of the lower drugs.
Well,
Like nicotine, Ozempic.
I feel like
Ozempic
I don't know
is
if you
not
should
a
go all
lower
in
drug.
on Ozempic.
Ozempic is not a lower drug. It's basilisk venom. For God's sake.
But everybody looks a little bit thinner and a lot
Because
weirder.
their bones are getting eaten. Poison.
This is a big win for the big boned people. Like when that used to be their defense, you know, I'm just big boned. It's actually true. You're slimming down and you're losing bone mass. I was going to say there's a really good song on the Limbs and Branches album by John Foreman called Resurrect Me. And the opening verse is something like, it takes a long time to kill a man, 55 years at least. And then I can't remember. It's like something about like looking within him, looking underground to find him some peace. And the second verse is like, I want to die a lot quicker than that. And I think that's the process. Like what you just talked about, Mark, is like that's the journey that we all take to die and get out of the way and let the good things come through us. But there is a way to be dead, like what Grizz was talking about as well. Like there's a way to be hollowed out on your way to your death, to where you get to like, okay, now I'm looking for peace, but I don't even know what I am, or I don't even know if I have the faculties to discern it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was thinking that you were addressing more. There was another part of the conversation with Ezra that was about whether it's out of the artist, like all the examples you gave were those folk that can't repeat, like like if we go see Willie Nelson, it won't be a reunion tour. It will be Willie Nelson now, and he does this stuff. And Bach, I think, was like that, and the other people you referenced were like that. So I think that fits with Grimm's thing about them not being of the pop culture. I mean, I would say all my favorite.
We like adjacent. They were popular adjacent.
Yeah, it kind of is the balance, like a lot of you all talk about how successful can I be before I fold, or how much do I keep my, I don't know what to call it, heart or whatever it is, alive. But like, I was thinking about that with Bach, just between movements, where, because I was thinking about repetition and difference in relation to how long can I use this melody in this case. But like he'll use a melody, but every movement, it's in such a different context that it's not a repetition. It's more like an echo or a
fractal expression.
Yes, and so you think about what I can't understand are like these reunion tours, right? So I've had multiple. One of my most closest person in the world, super duper duper loves Paul Simon, and keeps going to concerts as long as he's alive, you know. And every concert comes back and says, that was the best concert I've ever heard. I never heard him play it like that. I never heard him play it with this like that. That's what I was referring to, Ezra, about like the struggle with the technological completions or constraints, and then the breaking of them, and then the usage of them. Like none of them really are constraints, but I think you're right that they build to a point of, you think about Chicago or any of those albums, like you get to an album that kind of perfects the tools, and then certain artists, or maybe all artists, can't do that again. They need now to start breaking the tools.
Well, yeah, I mean that makes me think of just was it Dostoevsky? That's like if you gave people a perfect world where every need was met, then the first thing they do is break it. So something would happen. So maybe it's like a aspect of the perfect or of the. It's like if you frame the thing in a certain way, they're like, this is the perfect representation of that thing. That's like, well, then we're done. Like, what else is there to do?
Yeah, that's like if you figured out a why, how, what. Or if whatever we use as the word being became the constant disruptor of.
Is this the perfection of the TLC form? Right here, right now?
So that we can all leave.
And break it.
Last stream.
I actually came on here originally, honestly, to debate Ron Copperman.
What's your bone that you're picking with Ron?
I don't know. I was gonna think of something. Just get some real good Christian YouTube,
Oh, just running your shtick on other people's shows now, huh?
Trying to self-promotion here.
You can follow Mark S at the what is it, Mark S and
there's some numbers after
it.
Yeah,
at Mark S period.
Mark S. RY7BM.
Yep, the famous handle. I actually got 50 subscribers now. So I'm kind of reaching that point to where I've perfected everything and I really have nowhere to go. 50 subscribers,
Chad knows what that's like.
Where do you go from here?
Delete the channel.
Chad knows, he'll tell you.
No, you start doing whatever PVK does, like those review videos.
It depends on what audience you built. You just you got to let them capture you and figure out what they want.
That's our problem.
And then once you figure it out, then you delete the channel. It's it's profile aside.
Okay, can I say something about this? The final form, the perfected why, what, how. Let's say, I feel like music would be a good. Well, I don't know. That's the art form I probably consume the most, or maybe literature. But when you read a story one time, you're like, wow, that was a good ending or a complex ending or whatever. And you're like, but it resonates with you. And then you go through your life and you're still you're reconsidering it as you go along. And then maybe a couple years later, you're like, oh, let me check that out again. I'll read it again. Or somebody is reading the book. I'll read it again. And so there's this window into the good, the true, and the beautiful, maybe something that's infinite or eternal. And so I guess what I'm saying is I thought of listening to a song and it finishes and you're like, that was a good song, but you're not that was the perfect song. Is that the media itself? That was a great novel, but it's not the perfect novel. You know what I mean? I think it's more there's just a tension between something that is beautiful or something that is good, something that is true, and life. And so it's the desire to witness something and then embody it or incorporate it, get it into your experience. You know what I mean? You're transported for a moment to this other place where you're witnessing beauty, and then you close your book and you're like, oh yeah, I still live in this apartment and my car still needs an oil change on Tuesday, and you just get back to sort of the mundane things. But it's not the book's fault. It's not the fact that the book didn't sum up your life and now you can just be done. That's not the fault of the book, is in my opinion.
Can I say something really quick? There's a person I've been rereading that I think, from what I've heard of you, Ian, you might really, really like. It's called The Different Modes of Existence by, Graham won't like this, a French thinker named Etienne Souriau. It's Souraiu. And it blows me away every time I read it. But his answer to the kind of thing you're asking is that it's ontological that things will never be complete. Neither phenomena nor existence nor, and we could put it in simpler forms, like everything's always changing, so you're going to read the book differently the next time, and the book will be different the next time because you're a different reader, and the words all will mean different things to you because they have more things to you. But I just find it, I've never heard anybody write about it that way as him, but you might like it.
Yeah, I just found the PDF.
Yes, isn't that wonderful? That is one that's open. Yeah, thanks.
I was hearing what you were saying, Ian, is like, I was hearing it as how like death is part of life, or like I don't just inhale, I have to also exhale. Something like life is a process or a thing that's happening, and therefore it can't, like, in a sense, it can't reach this like culmination moment or something. I feel the dog agrees with me.
She does.
Oh.
She's pregnant, so she's very sensitive to these things. I agree. You brought that up. I kind of came on to plug my conversation with you. It's coming Monday, so everybody subscribe to Insight Incorporated now.
Ye Insight Incorporated.
Yeah, that one was next on the cutting room floor. But I think we talked about this. It might have been in the preamble or the post-amble, but you and I definitely exchanged about life and death and the role of death in things. And I think it's related to what you initially were talking about, even though I wasn't here. That, like, renewal, the spirit of renewal sort of entails a death of a sort. Like, even if you have breath in your lungs, but you're stagnant, I think that's death. And that's my disposition. So then whenever I participate in a group, it's like, all right, enough with the live streams already. Let's do something, you know, like that's sort of the spirit that I bring. But I think in these live streams, I experience enough death because of the way that we engage in sort of, I don't know, conversation. Chad gets on me for being thinky-talky, and then I'm like, oh, shit, like I think I do talk too much, you know? Like, I think I do exist in this realm of ideas. So I need to renew, and I need to be like, I will gain something by saying, Chad, how's your daughter? You know, have you ever gone camping with your daughter? Should I go camping with my 18-month-old son? You could have saved me some trouble, Chad.
I haven't yet.
Well, maybe I'll save you some trouble. Anyway, renewal. I'm open to it, but I don't know that unless I have relationships with other people, I don't know I can encounter it in myself.
There's this quote that came to mind when you guys were just sharing about this. It says, every remedy for loneliness only postpones it, which is kind of a dark quote, but there's something to it. Sometimes it's like the attempt to actively try to remedy loneliness is like this act of self-will that will just kind of slap back in some sense.
That reminds me of the quote, "This will all end in death and tears."
Who said that?
Oh no.
I like how we're not attributing the
I know any of
the
them.
quotes, so it's like, in my mind, I'm just
Actually,
like, the devil said it?
Oh, I thought each person was like, I was thinking this. Well, Chris, I'm sorry, Chad. That also reminds me of like the thing that I get tired of in the TLC is like this trying to fit a thing to, like, Jesus Christ, how often, people use the term figure it out, or does this mean this, or like, it's not going to mean that tomorrow. Like, any model, any structure you set up has to be a moving model, or it's not.
We got the
It's
ship
not.
of Phoebus over here. The ship of Phoebus. Have you heard of that one?
Like, we couldn't figure out Ian's weekend with his family, but we can be with him as it happens. That's it.
So I didn't teach my daughter how to dance at all. And she just somehow has it, and she cannot help it. I mean, I'll be like peeling potatoes, and she'll be dancing to the sound of potatoes peeling. And I just think that there's something like about the rhythm of like connection, and there's like music to all things, and like trying to reattain or reconnect with that childlike spirit is that's a beautiful thing. I think that's the only thing that's really keeping me around, at the end of the day, because it can, like I said before, I'm susceptible to losing savings throws, so I'm feeling the shit everywhere all the time. You know what I mean? It's like, but I watch her like dancing and just completely connected, and I just weep with like joy, because like, my God, that's like pure, like real.
But
It's
that leap, Chad. Like, we were looking at the dog that's pregnant, that's attentive. It doesn't leap to there's a music to all things, or that's pure, or right. It's just happening. Like, I remember, it's what I love about your stories, especially when they're about your kid. Like, they help me remember the feeling of the vitality of a child before they are taught to call something blue, and how that could be any word, any sound. I've taken flack for not teaching my children language, but I wanted to find out what it was like for a thing to encounter it without me telling it that's the table. You use your fork this way. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway. But I just think part of what hurts us is the leap to trying to model it, trying to protect ourselves by figuring something.
To me, it's like if you, like, I guess I kind of see it as like why, how, what, and to me, it's like if you can die either way. You can die because you
what? Why? How?
You move out of the spirit towards like trying to control the what, or control the material realm or whatever, and then that can lead to death because you get disconnected from telos or teleology of any kind. So you get disconnected from purpose completely or something. But then you could try to like, I'm just going to be just about purpose only, and I'm just going to like have the purpose wrapped around my finger or whatever. And that there's a kind of death there as you become disconnected from the material, and the connection between the two is actually what makes reality, or the real, or something like that. And I also wanted to say, what are the things behind you, Chad? Those paintings, are they? Because what's funny is when I was watching you once on my phone, those looked like owls, but they're not what they seem.
No. So this is Anne's. That's an otter. We went on a date at like this coffee shop where the lady like has like, you go here and you kind of do this, and so that was Anne's, and it's lovely. an otter holding a heart, and then this one's mine, an otter holding Pall Malls because I was smoking those at the time, and I put a rubber ducky
Love it.
in there.
See, when your screen was really, really small and the rendering, it was like, are those owls? They look almost like owl faces. And then as soon as I saw you bigger, I thought, those aren't owls. They're otters.
David Bentley Hart on Substack just posts about otters. Like, he does his normal shtick with other people and talks to them, but like most of his reposts are cute otter videos.
You know,
It's fantastic.
Substack always pushes David Bentley Hart to me. I don't even subscribe to him, but it's just like some video will end and it'll be a David Bentley Hart interview. I don't know why. And I've never been that interested in him. I don't know anything about theology anyway, except I saw he had this post trashing Jonathan Peugeot, and it was brilliant. It was so funny because he was, you know, because David Bentley Hart is like transatlantic, old school, like highfalutin intellectual type, you know. And,
Yeah.
He was going after Jonathan Peugeot, and I don't know. I just like impulsively had to talk because you mentioned his name.
Did you have the same thing I have when the algo keeps handing you David Bentley Hart? Like, I have this thing where, like, if the algo keeps handing me like a certain weird disease, I'm just like, do they know I have it? Like,
Right. They keep trying to tell me I'm a narcissist, which is really annoying me.
Well, I literally was watching a video about alcohol recovery, and the commercial was an alcohol video. So it was like a beer
like a
commercial.
Budweiser commercial.
I only get liver cleansing ads.
That's great.
Somehow they don't catch on to all the books I read.
A long time ago, I house sat for a couple that was part of a church that I was at, and the guy put me on their YouTube family, like their Google family plan. And so I got his YouTube premium for me until he stops paying for it or remembers that I'm on it. So it's been like 5 years of no ads. So like when Luke's streaming and an ad comes up when he's playing a video, I mean, that's literally the only time that I interact with them, but it is shocking every time. I'm like, what is this? This is horrifying.
I just got premium this last weekend. I don't know how I ever lived without it.
Exactly.
I'm quitting my Spotify, so yeah.
Chris says it's like it's ransomware, but
is that like $1,200 that I made from this house sitting thing?
Or like YouTube is like ransom or whatever. But it's like, yeah, just pay the ransom because it is so much better.
Yeah.
I got on because Cobra Kai, back when they launched Cobra Kai, the show, I watched the first 2 episodes, and then they were like, in order to watch the rest of the episodes, you got to get YouTube Premium. And I was like, oh, take my money. And then the first season was great. I'm just saying. And I got the ransom. So completely worth it.
Before I forget, could I go back to something Ian said? Mm-hmm. Ian, you said something about it was when Chad came on and you said Chad thinks I'm thinky-talky or whatever. And it made me think about, and then you moved it into a beautiful space of how would I know I'm thinky-talky if I didn't have people around me that would say so. I'd noticed once the kids started leaving the house that I had a lot of friends who were becoming parents and thought, because my kids are so awesome, which they actually are, that I was a good parent. And I noticed how my gut reactions to everything after that were, you know, like, how did it work that you did this with the kids, or my kids remember that you always did this. And I always would be like, you got to ask them, like, I don't know. And I've thought that about my relationships and everything. Like, it's the people around me that will be able to tell you what I'm like, not myself. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to know what kind of guy I am, ask my wife. You
You know,
probably
Chad,
won't like what she has to say.
I remember a long time ago, I was talking to you, this is probably like 2 years ago, and you were like, I've got an idea. I want to just get a bunch of people, and one person has a problem, and then everybody just tells them what they should do. Like everybody just has an opinion and
Yeah.
like analyzes them. And I was at this time I was thinking, what? Like that's but I've kind of always thought about that. Like, who knows? You know what would come out of that? You know.
I
It's
said
so
that?
much why we have friends. I mean, I think of all my best friends, it's everybody might tell me a different story, but the mix of it is far beyond anything I would think of.
I would just lie.
I've got friends like that too.
No, I'd try not to. But honestly, I probably would just like zone out and forget what everybody was talking about. And then I would just talk about something completely unrelated, like I am right now.
Oh, bro, I should call Kyle. I should get off here and call Kyle.
He was
Do it.
supposed to be on here.
Chad, before you go,
Yeah.
when you came on, you said something about like committing. I can't remember what the topic was. You said like committing to loneliness, committing to like solving your loneliness, and that reminded me of a quote from a book that Ezra and I discuss on the episode that will be released Monday on Insight Incorporated. And I'm just going to read the quote. It says, "Do not commit yourself to community, but commit yourself to God, who stands beyond all human constructions. In that commitment, you will find yourself drawn into community. And in that commitment, the difficult lessons of community can be born and transformed into a larger and truer life." That's by Parker Palmer. It's a little book called A Place Called Community, and it is absolutely essential TLC reading. I don't know if I have the cachet to say that, but I'm copying Luke, and I'm going to try to convince people to read it.
How do you commit yourself to God?
That's a different book.
Yeah.
This doesn't cover that.
Thank you. You put a plug right in that hole. Thanks, I appreciate that. I recently listened to a book that Biblio Bison here suggested I check out by Maxwell. It's called "So Long, See You Tomorrow" or something. And the end of that book, I don't know. The way he talked about the dog at the end there, it's heartbreaking. But anyways, it was an interesting book. But I don't know why I'm talking right now. I should call Kyle. I'm gonna call Kyle. Later, guys.
I'm out here too. Peace, friends.
Peace. Drop
Maybe we're all going, but can I?
Yeah.
I really thought there were no owls in my house, and can I show you the owl I found, which had such a cool story, which I probably don't remember, but it was so curious to me. So I was getting something out of the fridge, and it's only because of all your owl stuff, and I noticed that. I wonder if you can spot it. Mostly it's buffalo, but
Oh yeah.
You see him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's from some campground in Northern California that my kids brought home. It's the wackiest thing. Nothing works about it. But I could not miss it once I joined you guys, I guess.
That's so funny. Like I want, but I think it's a great. In some ways, it's a great symbol for
Yeah.
even like. I mean, the whole idea of. I guess I kind of associate it now with mind control and the idea that there's like magicians and sorcerers out there.
And like,
Notice them.
well, and also just you were talking about it, weren't you, recently with the I feel like it was you about there's only wisdom in the evening.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
all those different little aspects throughout human artifacts about owls. I that seems really perfect because people also represent them as like the insight giver.
Yep.
Which a lot of
Yeah.
our members sense they might have, and do you know what I mean? It's pretty great. But dusk being the liminal, neither clear nor.
One thing owls have that we don't have is they're almost imperceptible audibly, so no sound.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of sound in this corner.
Well, allow me to introduce you to the barred owl. You'll have to Google barred owl calls because they
D?
definitely have sound and they are kind of sound like someone in distress. So maybe we're all barred owls. Barred.
Oh yeah. Okay, good.
Yes.
I first heard it. Somebody said barred owl and that barred owl calls, and I thought it was like a bard, like a
Shakespeare,
like a bard. But I guess not. But
it's a bard in prison.
I gotta go, guys. I've got a date with the family for Catan, so wish me luck.
Excellent. Blessings.
All right. Pleasure talking.
You too.
Bye-bye.
I think it might be time to shut down the stream.
I got that feeling.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Find some kind of nonsense to send us out on.
I will tell you that, like, one of my favorite titles of Claire yet was something this week where they titled a video as, I don't remember, who knows what the generalization was, TLCs, or do American men know that they talk about nothing and they sound like birds? which fits perfectly with what we're... Of course, I had told her many times that that's what I thought human sound was our version of all the other animals making sounds. But it was kind of sweet. Anyway, thanks a lot, and thanks so much for your vibes. They are really they really help me.
My pleasure. Thank you.